Hi sir, I'm going to begin my topic for today. So the topic is Eclipse debugging techniques and tricks. So as per the Udemy, I'm starting now. So basically, uh, this course has been covered into three parts: Eclipse debugging techniques and tricks. And those three parts are basic features, advanced features, and problem solving with sample scenarios. So basically, there are enormous number of topics that are covered in basic features in advanced features. So, what if we come to the basic features? We will see some things which are important for that, and the basic things are how we can place breakpoint and we can run a program in debug mode. First thing, how we can place breakpoints and we can run a program in debug mode. Then second thing, how we can control a program execution during debugging. Then the third, use of step into selection, hyperlink navigation and run on line. Then the next fourth, breakpoint view in details and deactivating breakpoints. How we can see the breakpoint view in details and how we can deactivate those breakpoints. Then evaluating expressions using inspect, execute and watch. Then the use of logical structures. Then the changing variable values during debugging. And these are the basic features. And when it comes to advanced features, basically we have what is the use of display view. Then what is the use of detail formatter, controlling the display of the variables. Then conditional breakpoint and hit count, exception breakpoint and method breakpoint. Then the use of drop to frame. Then stop filtering, debugging a web application, remote debugging, debugging a Spring Boot REST web service, remote debugging a Spring Boot REST web service. So these all things will be covered in advanced features and basic features. So now if I come to this, I have they have given a GitHub repository, repository, and here they have given the link for the code, and I have imported that, and while I'm running the sample program as run as I have configured this. I have imported as well as configured it, and after configuring, when I'm running it as a Java application, it is showing the desired output. So the thing is, what does this means is now we can proceed towards the journey of this debugging techniques. So now we will I will just try to show what are the types of techniques which we use and how we can place a breakpoint and run a program in a debug mode. So now we have how we can how we can place breakpoints and run a program in a debug mode. Basically, we have few things in this topic: place breakpoints and run a program in debug mode. So what are the things which we have to cover is, first of all, what is debugging, what are breakpoints, how to start and stop the debugger, use of resume, debug perspective, variable view and breakpoint view, evaluation variable in the debugger. So first of all, debugging. What is debugging? Basically, debugging is a methodological process of finding the bugs in the software. So this is we can define debugging. Debugging is a methodological process of finding bugs in a particular software. And what is known as eclipse debugging. So basically it is the process in which we allow it allows us to run a program interactively while watching the source code and the variables using the executions. So this is how Eclipse debugging is. And when we talk about the breakpoints, basically breakpoint is a pausing place in the program put in the place for debugging purposes. For example, uh, I will just use a glimpse of what is a breakpoint. Basically, if we are having a program of 100 lines and there are some points at that point of time, we will introduce breakpoints so that we can easily debug the program. What happens is sometimes there is a very long program and it is giving a runtime exception error while running that program. So the thing is we are using breakpoint for debugging. We will introduce a breakpoint which will act as a pausing place in the program put in that place for debugging purposes. When the program is run in debug mode, its execution is paused and suspended at a particular location based on the breakpoint created. For example, if a program is for 100 lines, for example, if after 20 lines I am creating a breakpoint, then after 40 lines I am creating a breakpoint, after 20 lines it will breakpoint is created. That program will stop there when the we are running the program in debug mode, and the execution is stopped at that point of time. And the next things now, the things are how we can start and stop the debugger. What is the use of resume that is used by F8 key? Debug perspective, variable view and breakpoint view. What these two things mean to us? Evaluating variables in a debugger. So that these all things are meant for practically. I will just try to I will just do those things in Eclipse and get back to the course. So now first of all I will just try to clear this, and now we have this program. So in this we have different stages of program. In this INTI there is a in a value initialize, there is a variable initialized to I. Then we have the value of I should be added by 100, then printing of value of I, then value of I should be decremented by 20, and then the printing of I. So as I told what breakpoint, it is a kind of pausing place in the program for debugging purposes. So now what if we want to introduce, we will just come to the line specifically where we want to give the breakpoint. And like for example here, if we want to give the breakpoint, we will just double tap it, and here the breakpoint has been introduced. This is the first way. And if we want to disable it, we will double click it again, that it is disabled. Now the second method by which we can give the breakpoint is, we can just click the right click and we can toggle breakpoint. So now the breakpoint is given. And if we come to this, it is showing line breakpoint debug hello world line 6. And now if we come to this 8th, we will come to this 8th, and here we will give toggle breakpoint. And here if we want to give toggle breakpoint. And what if we now we want to run as a debug mode? What we will do is run as, And it is asking that this kind of launch is configured to open debug perspective when it suspends. So we will do remember my decision and we will just click on run. And now there is a different screen coming on our Eclipse, in which it is first of all, here are the, we can say, here are the process, the program is stopped here. So as I told, breakpoint is a pausing place in the program for debugging purposes. Here the program is paused. So here are the points which are being displayed. And when we come to this variables, this variable is showing the value of this. That is I is initialized to 10 because there is a first breakpoint here. So before that the program will stop and it will show the value of I which is initialized as 10. So this is the variable column in which variable values will be shown before the uh, breakpoint breakpoints. So in this sample program, we have given three breakpoints at this point of time. First breakpoint is in the sixth line, second is the in the eighth line, and third is the ninth line. So basically, line number five already got executed. It stopped at line six. And when we come to the breakpoints, it will show the all the type of breakpoints. So right now it is showing the three breakpoints, 6, 8, and 9. So right now the program, when we debug it, right now the program is paused at the first breakpoint. Now, what if we want to proceed further? What we will do is we have to instruct the Eclipse to move forward to the other breakpoint. So for that, we have an option. For that, we have an option this that is the resume that stands for F8. So if we press F8, then it will directly go to the next breakpoint and it will stop at that point of time. So, so in this sample program, the first breakpoint is 6. And what if we operate this resume option? It will come to this 7 and it will stop here because there is a another breakpoint which is given at 8th line. So what if we try to run this resume? So right now the program is stopped at this point of time because the second breakpoint is initialized here. So the value of initial I is initialized as 10. Then here the value of I incremented by 100. So 10 plus 100 is 110. And here is the last ending of the program as per the debugging because there is the next breakdown point in the next line, so it will stop here and it will showing the output as 110. And when we see the output also, in the output also it's showing value of I is 110. Then what if we press resume once again? So we get 90. So basically this was the last breakpoint in this sample program. So now we have another option as terminate. So terminate is basically used when we want to stop the program. So resume is, as I told, resume is, we are using resume for this purpose, that at the break point, before the break point, the program will stop and it will show the output. And what if we terminate it? We will click like that. The program is terminated. Terminated exit value. It is showing. So now uh, we can see how we can control a program. Basically, how we can control a program. How we can control a program execution during debugging. So basically, controlling of a program execution during bugging is into three steps: step over, step into, and step return. So now we will just see how we can uh, control a program while execution uh, during debugging, that I told, which consists of three steps. It is step over, step into, and step return. So here we have main method. First of all, we have to understand what is the usage of step over, step into, and step return. So basically, we have list of persons, that is the person list. Then these are the utility messages to us. Map is there for integer and person. Basically, overall, this is the structure of the program. And first, we will go to this person object. So it is a simple Pujo with name, age, and country. So so when we come to this get person data, we have these things 27 to, here are the names of many persons by which the data is created. So these are added to the list object. 46 and 47. So overall, we can understand what is the basic structure of this program. We have the list of person, we have the mapping in which integer and the person are the utility provided. So now I will just apply a debug breakpoint at this point of time at 11, 11. Then mapping required, then we are required system.out. Then we will run this program. So basically, this is the first breakpoint. So basically, these are the button which is step into, step over, and step return. That is F5, F6, and F7. So here the program is paused, and right now there is not, and these are the breakpoints. But if I press step over, this line number 11 will get executed. So if we click on step over again, the control will go to the 13th line, and after that, if we click that again, after the 13, it will go to the 16. What is So now it has come to this point of this where the things have been being printed. So here is the data being displayed. If we want to go back, then we are using the step return, that is F7, step over, and step into is like, if I'm not wrong, if you want to go in detail for an, like for example, there is the breakpoint. If we want to go to the list of persons, that will be step into, and these are the three things how we can control a program execution during debugging a program. So now basically we have another use of use of step into selection, that is the hyperlink navigation, and run to line. now I'm gonna begin with using of step into selection, hyperlink navigation and run to line. As we come to this topic, basically we have Eclipse debugging tricks and techniques in which we have step into selection, hyperlink navigation and run to line. So basically we open this. So basically we have this one particular method in which we have get person data and get person age. And what if we want to get into this method? We will just simply click control and get person data. And here the get person data opens and it is showing a list of inserted data of members, and these things are added to this person list. Now if I go back to line number 7, so now what if we introduce a breakpoint here, and let's run this program in debug mode. Now this person is this debug point is hit, and for example, what if we want to get into the person data? We have two methods. First is we can just go to this get person data and we can place a breakpoint, or we can directly navigate by clicking step over, step into. So the thing is, step into it plays an important role if we want to go into get person data. So step into can be used. So we have the features of step into on the top. Yeah, so we have this feature of step into. So now the thing is, first of all is get person list with other data types, get person data, get person map and get employee data. So these all things it will take us there. And moreover, if I do, I can just select the data. For example, I have this, I have this, and I can click this get age. So I can directly come to this Pojo class, that is the person.java. And what if we click this and we right click this and we select,
and we can go into step into selection. So now basically hyperlink navigation arises. And what if we want to go to the person data directly, or we want to go to get age instead of going to person data? Then we can use that, and the shortcut key for using that is Control plus Alt and plus clicking the method to which we want to proceed. So first I will just terminate the program, and so it is terminated. And if we come back to our program, then there is a method. We can get Control plus Alt and we can get this method. So now we're getting to this Pujo of person data in which it is having string name, age, and country. So the next is run into line. It is another type of navigation feature. For example, if we run this program, so now in order to understand run to line, basically if we directly want to come to, for example, without using breakpoint, if I want to come from this line and I want to stop the program at this point of line, so what I can do is I can just select this line and I can add a run to line option available here. Then the program will stop at this point of time. At this line, the program will stop. So first I will just debug it, and here I have already selected this line. For example, if I select this, here is a breakpoint, and I select this and I click on right click. and I just add run to line. So right now it is just printing the first person age, that is 40. And after this, if I resume it, the program will terminate there because they don't it is not having any step left. And if I do that, the program, I guess, it will terminate. So right now the permanent program is terminated at the exit value and the output was being displayed there. So this is how the run on line works. Now I want to begin with breakpoint view in details and deactivating breakpoints. So now basically we have breakpoints view in detail and deactivating breakpoints. So for example, if I come to this Java program, I have taken this as a sample program and I have placed the breakpoints here. I have then I have come to the debug mode. Then we have this breakpoints, and if I uh, if I want to disable the breakpoint, we can use normally do by like if I disable the seventh line breakpoint, we can just click on toggle breakpoint. The breakpoint, it will be removed here. And if we want to get back, then the breakpoint can be get back also. And if we unselect this here, basically the breakpoint will be there only, but this step would be paused. This step won't be considered, but breakpoint would be present there. So what if we resume that program? It, I guess it will directly go to line number 9. So it is directly going to line number 9 because this step is being paused. So this is how we can deactivate the uh, disable or deactivate the breakpoint. And now let's terminate this program. The program has been terminated. And if I run the program once again in debug mode, then if I get resume, it will go to this and then it will go to line number 9. Then we have another feature. If I right click on them, remove all option is there. It will remove all the breakpoints. So what if I do that? It will ask that do you want to remove all the breakpoints. And there is an option skip all breakpoints. So if I activate that, it will skip all the breakpoints which are assigned at line number 5, 7 and 9 and it will just run the program. So this is how breakpoint works. This is how we can deactivate the breakpoint. This is how we can skip the breakpoint. And now we have evaluating expression. Now I will move forward to this. So basically now we have evaluating expression using inspect, execute and watch. So if you open this debug calculator.java, and in this I value is initialized as 10, j is initialized as 20, and here are the basic operation performed: I equal to I plus 1, j equal to j minus 1. Then here the result is being displayed of addition, and here the result is being printed. So this is how it's done in all this. And there are static methods in which it is given. Uh, so these are the static methods. Add, subtract, we can open those methods. Multiply, divide, square. And what if we place a breakpoint at this point of time, at this line, and now we debug the program. So now we have this debugging mode here. Now the thing is, we have three things. First is inspect, second is execute, and third is watch. I can directly select I, and I can just right click, and I can just click on inspect. So I will just get the value of I as 10, because I is initialized the value of 10. So this is how the inspect works. If I go down, I select this, I select this, and I right click on this and I click on inspect, I will get the value. So what will be the value as, that is I plus 1, so 10 plus 1 11, I will get the value. And when it comes to execute and watch, what if execute means it will give directly the output to us. What if we go like this and we click on execute, we will get the direct value in the output. So for that I have to first debug the program again, and I have to click this, I have to click on right, I have to click on execute. So it is showing, after crossing the breakpoint, it is showing the result of all the uh, result 3 and result 4, it is showing after crossing the breakpoint. and the program is successfully terminated at this point of time. And when we come to this, there is a column of expressions that is missing somewhere. So expression is the expression column here, and we can find here, we can give here I any two type of expression that are already present in the program. So I will just try to give I star j, and it is showing 200. So because I is 10 and 2 j is 20, so I the product of I and j, it is being displayed as 200, and these are the breakpoints for which it is displayed. So these are showing the old breakpoints also. So this is how the watch feature is being utilized. Now basically we have some uses of logical structure also. We have some uses of changing of variable values during debugging. Basically, if we talk about logical structures, these are nothing but the details which are being displayed. Like for example, if we have this class person.java and we come into this class, here we have three things: name, age, and country. If we come to any another detail inside that, after that, and if we come in debug mode, basically the in this column variables, basically in this column, all detail will be displayed. Like for example, if we have a method that is a variable that is string args, we have person list, we have in person list, we have age, name, and country. These all things will be displayed in the variables. So this is how the we can use the logical structure. Now we come to this debug person.java and we click on get person data by clicking control, and we get up here a class, and here the person details are being very displayed, which are being inserted. After inserting, these are added uh, down, and it has three fields as I told, and after that these values are added down with new employees. So these values are inserted if we come to the program, and these three things are being displayed. And here hash map and being are used also. If we see line number 51, here map is being used. And what if I give here at the 14 system, and we debug this program. So if we see variables, there are three variables being displayed as I told: AR, args, person list, and person map. If we go in detail, in person list we have element data, mount, count, and size. And after that we have person map, entry set, key set, and these all things are being displayed in detail. But we cannot go in more than that in detail. And here is the option show logical structures. So here logical structures are being displayed. And here are six elements in which ID is being mentioned in the person list. ID is 51, 52, 53, 56, and 57. 7% details. And after that, these all things are mentioned with the help of show logical structures. So now I will just terminate this program and I will come back here. I will try to open when we can open the program debug calculator.java and we can use this program. So here in this, if we simply see a value of I and j are initialized and these two operations are given, after that the print statement of being is given, and according to the operation they will perform the value. So now basically we have changing variable values and during debugging. So we will see how we can change the values of variable during debugging. And if I give int result one, I give I remove this toggle point and I give it here, and I run this as debug mode. So here if I come to the variables, the value of I and j are being displayed. And what if I want to change the value of I want to give as, so so for that I will be using step over, and num1 is allocated with the value as 30, num2 is 19, and the sum is being displayed at this toggle breakpoint, at this breakpoint. And if I terminate this program and I come back, And if I come to debug person.java and I come on line number 15, I will just disable it. So we have this person list.get.0. So let's place a breakpoint at line number 12 and try to run the program as debug, and let's see if we can change the value. If we come in this, we have person ID is being displayed. So what if I want to change? In this sample program, we can change the age here as 50. And if we give this age and if we use the step over, we can get the age easily. I'm just a little confused between that last step. But apart from that, uh, we have seen the use of logical structures, how we can change the values and how we can proceed, how we can change the values of variables and we can proceed further. So this was how we can complete the basic debugging techniques. Now I will move towards advanced debugging features in the next session. Till then, I will just try to revise once again the basic debugging features again so that I can get through it thoroughly. Thank you, sir.